Now let's talk about statement. So what is a statement? So basically statement in JavaScript is something like an instruction that you give to the computer. For example, if I say to the computer that okay, store this value of 30 in this particular variable of a, or you display this string, or you push some value into the array, or pop some value out of the array. You split the array into two parts and then insert some value to the array. So basically whatever I'm saying to the computer is a statement. Okay, and how to construct a statement? Basically, if you can say see my screen. So suppose I'm having var a equals to 10. So what is the meaning of this is a statement. So any statements has a semicolon at the end. So it is an option that whether you want to keep a semicolon or not. But basically what I'm trying to say here is that, so if I'm a is a variable that is present that I've created, so I'm asking the computer to store this value of 10 into a. Okay, basically I'm giving instruction to the computer that take this value of 10 and store it into a. So this is a statement. So how can you identify a statement? It should be ending with a semicolon. It should be a some expression should be there. So basically statement is nothing but an instruction that you give to the computer to follow. One more example is suppose I'm writing a console log. Okay, I'm writing the console log and I'm saying hello world. Hello world. Okay, now hello world, what I'm telling to the computer is, computer please display the string hello world in the console of our developer tools. Okay, or if I'm writing an alert, so anything that any kind of instruction that you are giving to the computer to do some task, that is a statement. Okay, now how to add comments to our code? Okay, so we studied about adding comments in our HTML course. We studied adding comments in our CSS course. Here in JavaScript also we can add comments to hide statements to get executed. Okay, now the way in which you can add comments is that you just need to select the statement and then press control slash in Windows or command slash in Mac. Okay, whenever you are doing that control slash or command slash, you see two slashes are getting added, two slashes are getting added in front of that statement, and it is commenting, this is converted into green color. Okay, which means that this is now commented, so which means that this will not get executed. Okay, now this is a single comment. Okay, we can add multiple comments. Suppose I want to comment these two lines. Okay, the two lines are there, right? Here also when I selected in place control slash, I add single comments over here, right? Now if I want to add multiple comments of to, so I just need to add a star slash in the end and star slash in the beginning. Okay, it should start with a slash and star in the beginning and ends with the star and slash at the end. So this is how we can comment multiple lines using slash star and star slash. Okay, beginning slash star, ending star slash. This is how we add comments. Now let's talk about variables. What are variables? So basically imagine that I'm having a console, I want to log some values. So here I am logging some string item. This is first, this is one chapter, this is chapter 1. Okay, now I'm having 100 lines of code. After that 100 lines of code, and then again I'm displaying the same message. Okay, now I'm displaying the same message after every 100 lines of code. Okay, now this is how I'm trying to display the same string um, after every 100 lines of code. Now imagine that if I'm having some problem, or if I find that okay, this is not chapter 1, this is chapter 2, then what I have to do? I have to change this chapter 2 at every place, right? I have to change over here, I have to change over here, I have to change over here. Now if there are 100 instances where I have to change the text over here, or the string value over here, or any value over here, suppose I'm having a number, I have to change the value. If not 50, it's 51 or 52. Okay, then I have to change it each and every place wherever I've written the data, right? So which is not correct, which is not easy also. It is very cumbersome. So to avoid such a problem, what we can do is that we can basically create a variable. So variable is something like, let me keep, so variable has a name. Variable is nothing but it has a name and it has some value into it. Now if I am having, for example, this is chapter 1 in this, and I, instead of writing the string over here, if I'm having the variable over here str, so this means okay, str might be used earlier, so I will write here chapter. Okay, so instead of the string values inside displaying in the console log, if I'm having if I'm displaying the variable, now every time, so I have to replace this with every console log over here. Okay, so basically whenever I'm writing a log, I just add the variable into it. Okay, and the variable contains the string data, okay, whether it's a string or a number or anything, right? Now if I change the value of the string, or if I want to change the content here, and it shouldn't affect any other place, and we don't need to, search, go 100 lines below and do the changes there. Instead of that, we can change at one place only. Here only I can change 2, 3, 4, anything I can do, and that will get implemented at every place over here, right? Which means that variable is nothing but a storage of values, and whenever you want to use that values, you can use the variable name which has the value, and you can use it anywhere in your application. Okay, that's the use of a variable. So how can you assign values to a variable? Okay, suppose let me remove this, and let me name it to name. Okay, let me give a variable name as name over here. Okay, so this is name. Okay, we can use let and var. I'll tell the difference between let, var and const later, but we can use let or var, anything. And let me give address. Okay, some value. So let me not give a value. So you can declare variable singly, or you can as a multiple also you can declare variable. Let street. Okay, now if I log it, if I log my address, for example, if I log it, you will see, let me save this, let me go to the console, let me show you how it looks. Okay, so this is my console here, and when I see undefined. Why is it undefined? Because address has nothing. Okay, the address variable, I just created the variable, but the variable doesn't contain any value inside it. That's the reason when you log any variable without any value, it is saying undefined. Undefined is the value that is there inside the address when there are no value. Okay, any variable declaration you have done, but you have not assigned any value, and when you log it or check the when you log it, you get undefined. Okay, now I can instead of doing the here, I can more I can declare these. So this is basically declaration, and this is called assignment. I mean, where you are giving some value to the variable, that is called assignment. You are assigning some value to the variable, and you are simply writing the variable name, or this means you are declaring the variable. Till now we have not assigned anything. That's the reason we see undefined whenever we are trying to display the value inside the variable, okay, by using console log. So this is assignment, and this is a declaration. Okay, now if I want to declare at one place only, so I can write I can do it through using comma here. So I will use zip code, and I will use street. Okay, here I can do in this at one line only. In this manner I can declare it, and suppose I gave the name value over here. Sanath Sao is my name, and I give some, so I can declare a variable first, and I can assign it later as well, right? So here I declared in line number 14, I can assign the value at line number 15 also. Suppose 101 Downing Street is the address. Okay, now if I save it, you see the value over here, 101 Downing Street. So because I've logged address over here. So if I log you see, if I log the name, if I log the name, you will see that I'm having my name over here. But suppose I can change the name over here. If I change the name to some other name, for example, I can change to JavaScript Mastermind. If I change it to this name, then what I get when I save over here, Sanath Sao is not there. That is getting replaced with JavaScript Mastermind, which means that a value that you have assigned earlier can be replaced with a new value when you assign a new value to it later. That is possible in JavaScript. Okay, and whenever I'm assigning, since I've used let here, and assign some value over here. I don't need to add let again here because I've already assigned over here. Okay, so name is depreciated because name is a reserved keyword. So instead of name, you can use any other keyword. Like let me write names. Okay, so when I write names here, it will be clearer. Okay, now when I declare here, when I log here name, so name is a keyword over here. So always try to avoid the I mean your variable name is name. Okay, so you get this right. So you can do multiple variable declaration. You can assign it later, you can assign some value earlier and you can change the value later. And if I'm assigning here string value, and if I'm assigning, we can assign a different kind of data type over here also. Okay, I'll write here 23 also, right? I can do that. So when I log, I get 23. That means if you have assigned a value of a certain data type earlier, you can reassign a different data type value, the value of a different data type later also, and that will get overridden. Okay, now name variable, it has a value, number value. Okay, now when you hover, you see that name is string. Name is string because initially we gave string, but this value is 23. That is a number you are giving. Now if I write here type of, you see if I write here type of name, then you will see you will get a number over here instead of string. But when you hover over names, you get a string because you have all assigned the value of string initially. But now since you have assigned a value of 23, reassigned it to 23, when I typing here type of names, that means I'm asking what is the data type, what is the value, what is the data type of the value that is contained in names. Now I get number. Okay, so I'll tell about everything about type of later, as well as the different kind of values or data type, everything later. But this is about statements, then comments, then about values. How can you assign value, multiple value? How can you log multiple value? Here we can log multiple values by giving comma also, right? So I can here write names here as well. Okay, so I can you see I got it. So when you log through comma also, you can display. So that was about statements, comments, variables, and assigning value, declaration initially, change in value later. So all this information about JavaScript basics. So let's move to the next video.